Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I am here at this secret location outside of Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, because guess what? We have something new and exciting from that ultimate truck brand. What is it? It's this beast right here next to me. This is a 2025 Ram RHO 1500. But before we get into this off-road intensified Ram 1500 pickup truck, let's talk about what's going on here. I'm actually going to take a knee and talk a little bit of history with you. So when it comes to sport trucks, Ram has been doing it for decades. It goes all the way back to the 1940s with the original Power Wagon. And it's interesting because remember, once upon a time, I can even remember when I was a kid, it wasn't just Ram, it was a Dodge Ram. You were driving a Dodge Ram pickup. Obviously, they've brought that clear separation between Dodge and Ram, all part of Stellantis today in model year 2025. But what's fascinating is it's not just about the Power Wagon. Eventually they brought a V10 powered sport performance truck known as that SRT10, that Ram SRT10. A lot of people affectionately call it the Viper truck. We actually got to film one of those and go on throttle, which I'll leave a link to that review at the end of this one. But now what we're doing is we're talking about the progression. We're talking about bringing value and some change to what is already a very intensified lineup of Ram 1500 trucks. Now, when it comes to obviously supercharged V8 performance, we all know the Ram TRX. That was really that truck that was a game changer. It really shocked a lot of people that Ram actually took that Hellcat motor and put it underneath the hood of the TRX. Well, let me tell you right here, right now, this is not a replacement, and Ram admits this is not a replacement for the TRX. This RHO, Rebel High Output, is all about getting a lot of that amazing off-road capability that the TRX had, but making it more obtainable, because wait until you hear what the starting price point is on this Ram Rebel RHO. You're really gonna have that more obtainable quality to it. Now, don't think that they watered it down, because what you're gonna find is that high output Hurricane power plant underneath the hood, plus all of the suspension goodies that's gonna make you look like you just won the Baja 1000. But what I wanna find out is, when it comes to new sport performance trucks, is this 2025 Ram 1500 RHO the way to go with your hard-earned money? Let's go ahead, let's find out what those three letters are all about and show you the details on this performance truck. Now, right off the bat, you're gonna have those proportions. This is going to fall right in alignment with the TRX when it comes to the overall body and suspension. You got 38 inches of width. So you really have this appearance at the front of the truck, which really grabs your attention. Now, because of that extra width, you are gonna have the auxiliary lights that are DOT required. And here are some of the things that when you look at the 2025 Ram 1500, this being the RHO, what are some of the differences from some of the other Ram 1500s that we've already brought to you for model year 2025. So of course we have our updated headlights. Love the way they're doing the LED daytime running lamps, especially on the interior portion, full LED headlights. You're gonna have those nice widened flared fenders, not only the fender flare, but the actual front of the vehicle being so wide with those functional air intakes. You have your amber lights, those marker lights in the lower bumper area, and this has obviously been reshaped when you look at the standard Ram Rebel. And that's the thing is that the lineup is getting even bigger for the Ram Rebel in particular. Right over my shoulder, which we'll talk about in a few seconds, is gonna be the Ram Rebel X. So there's lots of different ways to have your Ram and get your off-road cake eating done as well. But definitely love how they work the lower bumper area. You do have your LED fog lamps. You're gonna get those 35-inch off-road spec tires, of course with beadlock wheels. And then as we come across that new grille, it's it's interesting how something so simple elicits a big response. Taking the Ram name, you'll notice on the new Ram 1500, especially the RHO, where the Ram name is, it's higher in the grille. You got full functionality from the flow area that's been cut out in the letters, forward-facing camera, of course, full functionality in your flat black grille. Love the way that they still have that perimeter area that has that rise in the center, and then working your way down, more functionality, and you're gonna get all of that great ground clearance, plus the skid plate protection to protect all those inner bits on the belly of this beast. Now, one of the things to remember is this is ready to rock and roll from the factory. So you don't know, not only do you have the skid plates, you're also gonna get your recovery tow hooks. So you could pull out those lesser trucks. Maybe you got a friend with a Raptor, get stuck in the quicksand, you could get this RHO to help pull them out. But definitely, like I said, the way that all of the new touches for model year 2025 falls into this Ram RHO, it really just crosses the T's and dots the I's. Now, as we rise up, you're gonna get that big bulge hood, fully functional. Ram wouldn't have it any other way. I love the way they have that flat black anti-glare stripe in the center. It's gonna show off your Rebel high output badge. And then even on the side, the Hurricane nameplate with those letters that spell out high output. Obviously, you have your DOT required lights because of the extra width, that full functionality of that hood scoop and the heat extractors, because remember, we're talking about getting nice cool air in, taking the hot air out, with that being the Hurricane power plant, twin turbocharged power. We want to get that hot air out. And then as we come around the bend, like I was telling you, the way they reshape the headlights, you park this next to a TRX, you're going to immediately see just how much more modern this looks compared to the TRX. And I actually think the headlight design and the grille and everything looks better than the front end of the TRX. Now, as we come around the bend, I promised you off-road spec wheels and tires. You're getting those 35-inch Goodyear Wrangler Territory all-terrain tires with the full shielding on the side, so you're not going to get a puncture. We have our 18-inch wheel. Love the way they do the beadlock with the metallic silver and then that sort of like satin gray finish. Really matches well with our particular color of vehicle. And then if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this tire? You're looking at 325 on the width and a beefy 65 series sidewall. I think one of the things that is really gonna get your attention is that, guess what? All of the suspension is from the mighty TRX. So you're getting those Bilstein dampers, all four corners that are able to adjust compression and rebound damping as you are driving, whether you're on the asphalt jungle or you are going off-road. Even, and I'm gonna have Lori kind of show you, you're getting those beefy aluminum lower control arms. And then of course, we're talking about remote reservoir that is gonna have your rock guard protection, so you're not gonna damage the shock absorbers, but also things like steel braided lines. Not only is that gonna give you protection for the lines, but also give you that more efficient response. But nice to see that, and you're gonna get tons of wheel travel at the front and the rear. And then you gotta remember, less weight off the nose of this truck compared to the TRX. These are just some things to think about when you're thinking, hey, what is going on with this RHO? It's not just about a horsepower number at the end of the day, it's about fine-tuning all the components to give you a lethal off-road weapon. Now, as we rise up, like I said, just love the way that they work that big, beefy flared fender. Of course, you got the actual flat black fender flares. You have your venting on the side, and then the way that they do all the touches. Your Ram, nicely placed, especially with the two-tone. The silver with the black is really, really working well. From the side of the truck, you can see that this thing really has that exterior look that makes you know that it's gonna do the business very, very easily. Gloss black on your door handles, gloss black on your mirror caps, the LED turn signals built in. And then as we work our way towards the bed of the truck, it gets even better because this is where, like I said, that nice flared fender style coming into the badging. I love the way that Dodge and Ram are taking pages from the past with standard output engines, high output engines. That really hits a fine point in the original muscle car days. There were a lot of engines out there that were high output, and it's nice to see, like I said, Rebel high output RHO on the rear of the bed. And then once we are able to drop down, Lori could kind of show off, look at our suspension. And remember, this is specifically designed for the Ram RHO. Those Bilstein active terrain suspension is going to fine tune compression and rebound every single nanosecond. So it's nothing that you have to do. You just hold on to that wheel and make sure you're in control, but it's the suspension that's going to do what it has to do so that you stay in control. And that's the nice thing with this truck. Of course, you're going to have those steps that drop down to allow you to get easy access into the bed of the truck. You got your full LED lighting. We have, can't forget the RHO badge. And then when we look at the rear of the truck, this is going to have a unique exhaust. So you're going to have a special design exhaust all the way to the back. And one of the things that's interesting about it is that you have an H pipe for tuning of that exhaust. So these are the things, like I said, to bring in performance. Now, as we drop down, I want to show off the exhaust because you have these ginormous exhaust tips slash cut. Love the way it's got the nice black finish. You got, of course, more recovery hooks on the back. They take the spare and mount it as high as they possibly can out back. And you also have that active transfer case that's for the 4x4 system. But definitely on the lower end, great job with the way that they have the new shape on the bumpers, that exhaust. And then when you go to drop the rear of the truck, you have that nice soft release. Of course, you're going to have full LED lighting in the bed. You have all of your tie down locations, adjustable, even power sources. These are things that are new for that 2025 model year Ram. But why don't we go ahead? If you're ready, I'm ready. I want to find out what exactly is high output in this truck. Let's go ahead and pop that hood with the bulge and find out. All right, guys, we got the hood with that big functional bulge and that hood scoop open nice and wide. I'm going to be able to show you how you have that Ram airflow system. Remember, they developed it so that you're going to get the air in and not get water sucked in, because you can see at the back where the water will actually come out as you're water fording with your Ram RHO. Also, you'll see the opening when the hood closes. This is going to seal around the air box, and you have a new conical filter for that high output twin turbo power plant. And then, of course, sliding our way over, there she is. That is your engine for the 2025 Ram RHO. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a 3-liter twin turbo straight six, that Hurricane straight six, 540 horsepower, 521 pound-feet of torque. Now remember, on the inside of that engine, there's a lot of forged internals. So you're really going to have that testament to reliability with this power plant, especially when you compare it to rivals, specifically the Ford Raptor. It utilizes that TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission, of course, with that dedicated 4x4 system. 0 to 60 in this truck, 4.6 seconds. That's faster than the Raptor. A quarter mile is going to go by at 13.1 at 105 miles per hour. That's faster than the Raptor. You have that dual exhaust, equal length with the H-pipe. And then another thing to remember is on this truck, it has a total of 9 modes. Technically 8 driving modes and 1 valet mode, but you have a total of 9 modes, and 2 of them have been specifically designed for this truck. The Baja mode, the Sport mode, that is where you're going to have those Bilstein Blackhawk remote reservoir dampers that are going to be able to be fine-tuned, like I said, and then all the other driving aspects, depending on what mode you're in, is going to allow you to basically get through whatever obstacle is in front of you. But what's awesome is the packaging on how that Hurricane is placed nice and low in the chassis, and how far back it is, considering it is a straight six compared to the Raptor, which that EcoBoost is a twin turbo V6, not a straight six. But it's also going to be interesting to see how people react to the way that this handles. Because like I said, having less cylinders at the front of the vehicle and less weight is going to change how it handles compared to other Ram trucks from the past. But why don't we go ahead, let's get inside, because really where the RHO is going to continue to shine is on the interior. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, guys, we're inside this 2025 Ram RHO. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm thinking about getting an off-road truck. I've been looking at Raptors. TRX was kind of out of my price range. You promised something about pricing being more obtainable. How much is this Ram RHO? Well, check this out. I hope you're sitting down. MSRP starting is $69,000 and change. If you compare that to a standard Raptor starting price, the Raptor's price is $8,000 more than what this RHO starting price is. So right off the bat, think about the savings that you're getting. And that was something that Ram wanted to really nail home, is that this truck is meant to be more obtainable, but yet still have the performance that is expected from a Ram truck. But what I want to find out is, what are the other things that makes this RHO stand out more than that other brand's truck, that Raptor? Let me go ahead and show you. To the door panels. Higher level of fit and finish and material. So you're going to have leather on the door panel added with the contrast stitching, Alcantara, and a Harman Kardon premium sound system. No gloss black, which is I like, because you're not going to get a ton of fingerprints all over the switchgear. You'll notice by the door handle, you see that little button? You actually have massage seats on the Ram RHO. When you go with the advanced package, that's going to give you massage seats. That isn't even available on a Raptor. The leather on the armrest, the stitching. Of course, you have the required Twinkie, off-road Twinkie tray in the center. 5 off-road Twinkies, and then down below a sizable door pocket, 4 Coney dogs and a root beer, and then you'll see the aluminum speaker grill cover there, the Harman Kardon sound system. Very classy, very sporty, but it looks like something out of a luxury car, like a Grand Wagoneer. Going from the door panel to the dash, same story. The leather, the stitching, even on the oak crap panel. Look at the way they got the leather and the stitching there. Working your way down, the new tech. Your buddy is maybe saying, oh, you don't have as much horsepower as I do. Well, guess what? You're bringing more tech, because things have changed since the previous generation Ram. You have a 10.25-inch infotainment system for specifically the passenger. You got more leather, more stitching, the RHO badge. And then as you slide in, this is really the game changer, I think, when it comes to truck interiors, is this new 14.5-inch infotainment system. But you shouldn't be surprised, because Ram has done unbelievable things to the truck interior, going all the way back to the late 90s, early 2000s. When you go RHO, one of the things that separates you from the standard Rebel or the Rebel X is you have your performance pages. So this is where you have your different modes, including Baja mode, that you could go into. And as you can see, it's going to shut things off like stability control. You got your snow mode. Everything is going to change depending on what mode you're in. And as you can see, full touchscreen capability. But I love the way Ram keeps physical buttons. So you don't have to just touch the screen to access things. You have physical real buttons and switchgear for things like AC control, your volume, all of those different features. And then, just like we've shown you in our driving review of the Ram Tungsten, you have all of the technology here. Very easy to access with the Uconnect 5, your climate control, you got all the different apps, the navigation. I mean, it really is like an EB Games with all of the stuff that this has technology-wise. Now down below, you'll notice right above my right leg, that's where you have that RHO drive mode button and selectors. This is for your 4x4 system, and you do get launch control. Nice bright red start-stop button. And one of the things that I like is that you have the actual shifter for that Torque Flight 8-speed automatic. So instead of having the rotary control knob for your shifter, this is obviously with the perforated leather on the shift boot. Carbon fiber, that's another material in here that you're gonna see throughout. Carbon fiber over the two cup holders. You have your beefy RHO. I like the way they put RHO on the actual key fob. With your switch gear, do your remote start. You have not one, but two wireless chargers. More USB-Cs and USB-As and aux jacks than what they have over at NASA. And then, of course, the material, the Alcantara, the leather. We have that RHO with the rhino image there for our plate on the center console. Lift it up, you got tons of felt lining. This is where you could keep your family jewels. Lift it up even more, that's where you could put that signed football that you got from the Detroit Lions. And you have a home power source in there. So they got you covered. And if you ever failed math, guess what? You have a full thing on the underside that lets you do all your measurements and stuff in case you failed math, specifically geometry. Ram wants to help you out. And then of course the seats, the leather, the embroidery with the RHO, the bolstering, of course full power assist for the passenger, full power assist for the driver, heated, ventilated massage seats. You're gonna get your panoramic sunroof and of course your digital rear view mirror. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind this leather and carbon fiber steering wheel in this all new Ram RHO. All right guys, business time behind the wheel. Obviously, as you get into the opening of the door, you'll notice that you have that Ram aluminum sill plate. I like the way, of course, we have our aluminum brake pedal, throttle, and you have your Ram all-weather floor mat protection. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower in my book. You have all your seat controls, real easy to adjust to get it to form fit to your body. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room inside this RHO. And then the steering wheel, the leather, perforated, smooth. You got your contrast stitching, a little bit of carbon fiber. You have the Ram logo there, so you can lock horns as you're going down the road. And then look at the paddles, not plastic, real deal metal paddles to go up and down that Torque Flight 8-speed automatic. And then you have your 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, which of course you can configure 20 different ways from Sunday, depending on what information that you would want to show on the screen, including your off-road gauges, G-meter. I mean, there is a plethora of information that is obtainable with the technology. And that's something, like I said, this is new tech on the Ram 1500 platform, period, that now gets to be shared in this extreme off-roader. But why don't we go ahead? What's great about this truck is that if you want to off-road with friends, you could throw some in the back. So let's get back there and see what the RHO brings for them. All right, guys, backseat time. And this is another thing that what's great about Ram is that all those awesome materials come into the backseat area as well. The leather, the Alcantara. You'll notice on the backs of the seats, like I said, there it is, the material. You have pockets, of course, where you could put easily a couple Detroit pretzels, and the Molly, where you could actually clip on all sorts of things for your off-roading so you don't leave home without it. And then you have your command center. Just like the people up front, you get a little bit of carbon fiber in the back, the 2 cup holders, USB-Cs, USB-As, ventilated and heated seats, and a home power source. And then of course, more room back here than what I had in my dorm room when I was in college. But this is what's great about this truck is you get to share it with everybody. And then you could also, look at this, fold that down, 2 cup holders, put a bag of jujubes back here. That'll keep your passengers busy, trust me, as they're trying to pick it out of their teeth. But that's what Ram has done to the truck industry, is they made everybody up their game, and that's something that I think that they're definitely doing with this RHO. I know you want to go for the first drive. I want to take this thing off-road. It will be coming, but we got to wrap it up here from our secret location. All right, guys, it's been one heck of a day here at this special unveiling of the new 2025 Ram RHO. Think about it, more horsepower than what has been produced so far out of any of the Hurricane engines across the Ram lineup. That exhaust system that has an active valve to help not only with the sound, but also with the performance. And then you think about the boost off those twin turbochargers on this vehicle is really gonna make it one heck of a driving experience. But I definitely wanna thank everybody here at Ram for getting us access to this very special truck. Let me know what you think. Are you excited not only about the look of the truck, the horsepower, the technology, but also that price point compared to the competition? Let Ram know in that comment section, because I promise you they are going to want to read through that and see what you have to say. But the other bit of the puzzle here has to deal with the whole lineup of Ram 1500 trucks. I really think that depending on what you're looking at, from the Warlock to the standard Rebel, Rebel high output, but also another one to kind of showcase is definitely this Rebel X. This is really where, like I said, they're trying to bring, at Ram, they're trying to bring specific trims that are really going to help people not only when it comes to the bottom line, but also get them to be able to use day in and day out, no matter what they want to use with their Ram truck. But let me know in the comment section which Ram Rebel you like the most. I'm sure it's got to be the RHO, right? But let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. Of course, we got to thank the guns behind the lens. Lori Givens, Raiti, working that camera like a champ. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.